Our first guest tonight is an Emmy and Grammy Award-winning comedian, actress, and best-selling author you know from her work in Girls Trip, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, and The After Party on Apple TV+. Her latest book, I Curse You With Joy, is out now. Please welcome back to the show our very good friend, Tiffany Haddish, everybody.
I'm happy to see you. Hi, Jay. Hi. I like your hair.
Okay. You know what?
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, good. Yeah, because I could tell you were gone.
I'm back.
I want to start right away because this title seems very, I don't know, considered. I Curse You With Joy. What is behind the idea of cursing someone with joy?
Well, I feel like words are very powerful,
Yep.
and how you use them does affect other people, right? And I feel like the first thing you're supposed to learn how to do is spells. So you're casting spells. Your words cast feelings over others, that energy, right? And the internet is very, very treacherous, and it feels like a lot of people are using whatever words pop in their head, and they saying mean, nasty stuff. They forgot the golden rule. When you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. And so they hurting a lot of people. They hurting people. People are hurting people because they hurt or whatever. I don't know. So I curse them with joy.
Ah, I see.
Okay.
It's a positive response to negativity.
Yeah, I curse you with joy.
All right.
Yeah, because they're putting out curses all the time.
All right. Well, it's very nice of you to curse them with joy. This is your third book.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find the writing easy?
I love telling stories.
Yeah.
And it's really easy if you lived it already. If you've been through it, it's really to go right into the memory bank. Bam, that's what happened. I mean, when you read the book, it sounds like I'm talking to you.
It does sound like I'm talking to you. And
But
then
I'm talking to you as a white man, though.
Yeah.
If you're reading with your eyes, because then it sound like you. But
well, it's my white ears. That's the yeah. Because the audiobook, of course, you not only are you great at telling stories, but you have a voice that we love hearing. But do you like the recording of the audiobook?
Okay, so audiobook recordings are very okay. It's not easy to record an audiobook.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, I'm not the best reader, but I like to read. Okay, and I also am kind of what's the word where you don't feel like it's perfect yet, but then you want to make it. I'm a perfectionist.
There you go.
I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah.
So when I read like 3 or 4 paragraphs and I'll be like, play that back. And they're like, we don't have time for playback. Oh, yes, we do.
Oh, wow. Because, see,
And
I
then
feel like if I would get in the booth, I would, again, I don't like the sound of my own voice. And so I'd be like, that's fine. That's fine. But I like that you go back and make sure it's
No,
good.
I want playback because I want to hear, is the emotion there? Does it feel right? Does it sound right? Did I say the words right? Did I mutter? I'm in the middle of crying right now. Does it even make, can they understand me? Can I understand me? When I hear my voice, I don't feel like it's me anyways.
Yeah, I like hearing your voice, though, and I think most people do.
Thank
you. You're also very honest that you are dating multiple people right now, but they all know.
Yeah, they know.
Okay.
I'm not having sex with any of them.
Okay, you're not having sex with anyone. That probably makes it easier to fill in.
I'm not having sex with nobody.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I have sex with myself.
Okay, that's great. As well you should. As well you should.
Nobody does it like me.
What, and so it's what, you just making out?
Yes, a little kissing here and
Great.
there, maybe, a little hand time,
It's nice it's nice to find time for hands.
Yeah. We forgot about the power of the hand.
We did. Kids,
Remember,
to the kids out there, don't forget about the hands.
the hand. Remember back in the 1900s, we used to hold hands?
Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, the fact that you hand stuff meant holding.
Oh, that's not what I meant.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I was more so talking about finger stuff, but
Now, you are very honest as well that you like to, before you start hanging out with a gentleman, you like to know his financials.
Yeah. See, I don't want to, okay, so I would like to be intimate, but I need to know, what's going on behind the scenes. Because I feel like men respect their money. Men love their money, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to take care of it if they love it, right? If they respect it, they love it, they're going to take care of it. So I want to know what your credit score is, because how good your credit score is probably how you're going to handle my heart.
Oh,
okay, that's how responsible you're going to be with my heart. I need to know that you got an EIN number.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. and that you have employees.
Yeah.
And I need to know that you have long-term employees. How long have these people been working for you? Do they like working with you? Are you a good leader? Because I'm
Can
looking.
I say a first date with you does not sound as sexy as I would have thought?
Yeah.
Like, I feel
First
like
of all-
show me your EIN number is not.
I'm not on the first date, I'm not gonna ask that. By the third date.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, so do you have an EIN number?
You're like, I'm ready to take the next step.
Do
What
you
is
have
your
it?
EIN number?
Yeah, what's your EIN?
Is it true that you liked, there was a time where you were looking to meet gentlemen at funerals?
Yes, this is true.
Okay.
Yes,
What were
this
you
is
What
true.
were you finding
So,
there?
me and my family members, some of us, and my cousin, just a few of us, we used to go to a lot of funerals back in the day because a lot of people were getting killed in our community, and so we would go to these funerals and we would, be like, let's see if I can meet a guy. This is a perfect place to meet a guy.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, he care about family
That's a good point.
because he's there.
Yep.
He's vulnerable at
Yeah.
this time, so it's easy to get in there.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, and there's food usually at these events.
Yeah.
That's why we was going for the food. And it depend on who died? Oh, his grandma be throwing down. We gotta go there.
Oh,
and he got
interesting. So
he
there would
got
be
all
certain-
them fine ass friends. Girl, we going to that funeral.
But then you've moved on from that.
Yeah, I don't do that no more.
Okay.
Not no more.
You got more, you have a wealth of other options, right?
Yeah, there's so many other places to meet guys.
That's good. Will you stick around? I have so many more things to
Yes,
ask you.
I would love to.
You guys, this is Tiffany Haddish. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Late Night. We're here with Tiffany Haddish. One of the things you read about in your book is the incredible journey of being somebody who auditioned for SNL, didn't get the gig. That's the first time we met.
Uh-huh.
Then you got to come back and host, and that is a real triumph.
Yeah.
And then comes with the burden of the pressure of that week. How did you handle the week of hosting that show?
I mean, it was a lot of pressure, and I'd lost 10 pounds that week.
Yeah.
I feel like if I need to lose any more weight, I will ask to host again.
Yeah.
It was a lot of pressure, and I thought I would be able to contribute to look at this, and I brought this, and I've been writing it. I wrote this one years ago. You might want that, and they're like, no, that's not how we get down over here. And I was like, oh, okay. You don't want to read my ideas? Can I at least act it out for you? Like, nah, we got this right here. And I was like, oh, this is actually better than my idea. This actually is good. But I wanted to ask you, how did you handle the pressure working there?
I mean, I feel so much healthier. I feel younger now than I felt when I was there, even though I was younger then. I felt so harried all the time. I never really feel like I found a way to handle it. Because even if you had a really good week, if all it took was one bad week to make you completely doubt you were in the right place.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm glad, I really wanted to work there as a cast member. That's
Sure.
what I really wanted.
Yeah.
And then, Lauren didn't hire me. Maybe God told him, don't do it, because this girl gonna break down over here. She gonna tear some stuff up. Okay, because that pressure was so, I was like, I am so glad I didn't get hired on a regular basis, because I probably would have collapsed. I wouldn't have been able to handle it. It was too much.
I mean, you do get a little I see hosting is more pressure than anything I did when I was there, because everybody's looking at you the whole time. I mean, the hardest thing of the first 2 years of the show, it was the pressure of nobody looking at you, right?
Really?
Yeah, because
I don't mind that.
Yeah. It's worse than you think.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I did
When
it
you're
for
not
years.
there's a whole show and they don't even put makeup on you because they're like, oh, not only are you not going to be on air, you're not going to be in dress. I mean, that's where you're like, oh, they made a terrible mistake.
But you still get paid.
How do you handle?
I would be just fine.
Yeah.
I would be just fine if I was a part of a cast and they never put me on, but I'm still getting paid every week. I'll be like, y'all kill it. I'll be cheering like, you do that. You did your thing. I would be cheering for everybody. I'm still getting my check.
Well,
they, pay me to be
they made a
cheerleader.
terrible mistake because I didn't work with any of you. There was nobody high-fiving me as I came off.
Really? I
No.
thought they should have hired me.
They
But no,
shoulda
they should. If they would have hired me to be a cheerleader, I would have been a cheerleader.
Well, by the way, I think the only good thing about them not is how well it's turned out for you. But do you feel like you're better at dealing with pressure now?
I'm way better at dealing with pressure.
When
now.
do you feel like that turn happened for you?
I feel like I feel like that turn happened for me when I became unmarried.
Okay. that took it sort of left with the ring.
Like, and then no, because then then it was some more pressure stuff. Okay, I would say like 2 years ago.
Oh, that's
no,
good.
No, I'm lying.
Okay.
Like
an hour and a half.
30 minutes ago. 30 minutes ago.
Is it true that you will sort of practice stand-up when you're in therapy?
Yeah, okay, so what had happened was I was court ordered to go to therapy. And I would be sitting with the therapist, and at first I didn't talk at all because I didn't want to. Mind you, I was a teenager then. I was in foster care, so it's a little bit, I wasn't like, I might have been doing some bad stuff, but not like crimes, just running away. And so, talking too much in school. Okay, so anyways, when I was in therapy, I would not talk at all at first. And then I started to open up and started talking. And I decided I would just run jokes. I would just tell funny stories that I want to tell on stage. And so I would do that, and the therapist was always laughing, and it would make me so mad, because I'm like, okay, stop laughing. Because then I started telling what was really bothering me. And they would laugh at that. I'm like, this is not funny. I need to know why my vagina makes these noises.
You know what? I do have a little bit of sympathy for your therapist. Like, he's like, I didn't know we switched into serious.
Anyways, it's funny because years later, I ended up firing that therapist.
Yeah.
I ended up firing them. Well, really, I didn't fire them. My medical insurance had cut off, and then that's what got them fired, because I wasn't gonna pay. And then I got a therapist, and I was paying, and then it was like too much, and I had to let them go because it kept happening. Happening. And then finally, I got another therapist, and that one, that one didn't laugh that much, but they made me laugh.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, they made me laugh, and so I was like, you should do stand-up.
To your therapist?
To my therapist, you should be a comedian.
And were they open to the idea?
And they was like, no, Tiffany, no. And then I started asking them to come with me on dates, come with me to different things.
Like to date, like performing dates?
No, like going out to dinner date. Like
okay.
I'm going on a date.
And you would just,
and I would ask the therapist, could you meet me here? Could you blah, blah, blah? Like, I just want you to meet this person and see if they somebody I should be dating.
Okay. Would you heads up the person that you were on the date with?
Hell no, because they getting a mental evaluation. I don't want them to cheat.
Okay. And when your therapist showed up, would they like sort of play a character? Would they like be a waiter who would come over? No.
No, I'd be like, oh, look, this is my therapist. Sit in. This is such and such, this is my therapist. And then they would talk and stuff, and then I would be like, you want something to drink? You hungry? And then
how, do you feel like your therapist was honest when they thought that the person was not a match?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And would they tell you then, or would they wait till the next session?
They would tell me the next day.
Okay, gotcha.
Uh-huh.
And then would you let the person know that the therapist, so it would take it off you? You're like, I had a great time. My therapist says it's a no.
No, I had to learn, because, see, the therapist was telling me, don't date that person. And then I'd be like, oh, okay. And then I would date them anyway.
Sure.
And then I was like, oh, dang, the therapist was right. So, Jay, if you want to meet my therapist.
It is always such a delight to see you. Give it up one more time for Tiffany Haddish. I curse you with joy. It's available now. We'll be right back with Cam Hayward. Our next guest is a six-time NFL Pro Bowler, the 2023 Walter Payton Man of the Year, and a defensive tackle for the NFL's best franchise, the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's an objective statement. He's also the host of Not Just Football with Cam Hayward, which is available wherever you get your podcasts. Please welcome to the show, Cam Hayward. Welcome to the show, Cam.
Woo. Wow.
I was a guest on your podcast, and when we did that, we were just Zoom boxes, and I thought we were the same size.
Yeah. I think I called you my friend. You were like, no, we just met.
Trust me, I would never say no to you calling me your friend. You had a very cool thing happen. You were named Walter Payton Man of the Year, which is really one of the, give it up.
Thank you, thank you.
I mean,
thank
certainly the highest, off the field honor in the NFL.
Yeah.
And your whole family was at the NFL honors.
Yes.
And nobody knew. I was talking backstage.
knew.
None of you knew. They had you there. Nobody tipped it.
No, it was very embarrassing. When I think about that moment, I told my mom, I told my wife, I was like, it's not happening.
And there's how many of you are in the running at that point?
There's 32 guys.
Right. So each team, yeah.
Each team gets a guy, and then, we get up there, and everybody's got a great story. And so you're looking around, you're like, that guy deserves it. That guy deserves it. Never once did I think I deserved it.
Right.
So it was just an unbelievable moment. I watch it, and I'm watching Prince Harry go up there, and I'm like, oh man, this is a big moment.
Yeah.
Prince Harry is about to announce the winner. And then I see the video package, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta talk. So I was not ready for that moment, and they didn't tell me I was gonna win, so I didn't have a speech ready. So I was just going off the dome, and it ended up turning out pretty good.
Yeah, it turned out great. There were multiple times, I believe, where you were like, Prince Harry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think if you had ever pictured winning that award, I don't think you would have pictured Prince Harry being the one who gave it to you.
No, and then after you take these pictures and they're like portrait pictures. And so it's like me and Prince Harry, we're at prom or something. So it was very, very euphoric where I was just like, I never thought I was gonna be in this situation at all.
Yeah. I was just watching, somebody posted a video today of when you were drafted, you were not at the draft.
No.
So you got a call at home. You were a first-round draft pick, the
Yes.
sort of end of the first round.
Yeah.
Did you have any expectation that you were going to be a first-rounder?
I thought I was, but going into that moment, I had torn my elbow, my UCL, so I had Tommy John surgery, like a pitcher.
Yeah.
But I never thought I was going to be I wasn't going to go because I didn't want to be embarrassed.
Sure.
You see the guys, they're in the green room, it's embarrassing, you're worried about that moment, and I was like, I'll just spend it with my family. And so we have this moment, and we're getting towards the end of the first round. I'm having my buddies text me like, hey, if this doesn't work out, we can go to the movies. And so I'm like, no, it's gonna work out. We're gonna have some fun. But seeing that 412 come across the screen, I knew I was gonna be a Pittsburgh Steeler.
And your father was
Yes.
NFL great Craig Ironhead Hayward, and he
Yes.
grew up in Pittsburgh, went to Pitt. Your mom grew up in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So this was and then his career took him away from Pittsburgh, but this was the team you rooted for as a kid.
Yeah, so my dad's from New Jersey, but he went to school in Pitt. And so every offseason, we were always coming back to Pitt. My grandparents are from Pitt. They're close to your family.
Yes.
So we always relished those opportunities to come back to Pitt. And so I would take my wife, my girlfriend at the time, I would take her every time for Thanksgiving to Pittsburgh. So to know we finally have a home that we've already been to, it was just a match made in heaven.
You also had the honor of announcing the Steelers' first-round pick this year. Woo. And I'm very excited about the pick, but I don't want to get the name wrong. Can you do it for me?
Yeah, Troy Fautanu.
Fautanu.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Fautanu?
Have you messed up any before?
Names here?
Yes.
All the time. I mean, all the time, but not, I will say not in a moment that Troy will remember forever, right? That's one he's going to watch forever. And
Yes.
I thought you landed it very nicely because again, on the spelling, I thought, there's a couple ways you could go. Were you nervous about eating it?
I was very nervous.
Yeah.
You watch Roger Goodell go up, and he's like, oh, so-and-so, oh, so-and-so. And he's so confident about it.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, this is going to be easy. But then I started thinking, what if they give me a Nigerian name that I can't pronounce?
Yeah.
And they've got the spelling out, and I'm like, whew, Troy Fautanu. I've had Troy Polamalu.
Yeah.
There's Ben Roethlisberger. Luckily I got an easy one at that time.
Yeah. It was very nicely done, and I was very impressed.
What was yours? What was your hardest one you had to announce?
I don't remember my hardest one, but I remember once my friend Jason Sudeikis was at the Oscar, and he did Best Foreign Film. And I think he had to do 3 Icelandic names. And when it was over, I texted him, and I was like, bravo. Bravo, my friend. You have another very cool thing, which is your younger brother, Connor Hayward. is also on the Steelers.
Yes.
And so you get to work with him, every day during the ceiling. He's on an offensive player. And there's a pretty big age gap. What is it, about
10 years.
10 years?
10 years.
I was lucky enough, my family and your family got dinner, and he also seems, I hope this is okay to say, like a troublemaker.
I think you put it lightly. Connor is definitely the knucklehead of the group. Him and my mom used to battle all throughout high school, and they would both call me, and I would have to play mediator. So, to have him now in the locker room, I see what she had to deal with.
Yeah. I also imagine not only did you have to see what you had to deal with, but all your teammates do. Do your teammates come over to you ever and are like, dude, you got to do something about Connor?
Luckily, no. I think there was a guy last year, and it was towards the end of the season. Oh, it was Patrick Peterson.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, I just realized you and Connor are brothers. And I was like, dude, it's Christmas. How did you not know that? But, it was funny, like his rookie year, having that moment where we finally got to line up against each other, because I could not stop laughing, because I was like, this guy's not going to block me. There's no chance. And he couldn't. And so we left it at that. And, big brother beats up on little brother.
Yeah. You are, and it should be noted, you are also physically a great deal bigger than him. I mean, he's bigger. He's a great deal bigger than me, but
He's
you
a
have...
pipsqueak.
He's a pipsqueak.
Hi, Connor.
Yeah. Your kids are very close to my same age as mine, 8, 6, and 4. I got 8, 6, and 2. Do they come out to games? Are they connected to the team?
Yes, they're very connected. My oldest, he just kind of realized a couple years ago that I play on TV.
Yeah.
And so, he was pretty surprised that not everybody else plays on TV.
Right.
Not everybody else has a jersey in the school. So, it's been a whirlwind. But I coach baseball. I help out with baseball.
Right.
I don't know anything about baseball.
Yeah.
But,
You're just like a good guy to have if somebody wants to lean on the umpire a little bit,
Yes. I get the lineups right.
Okay, good.
I provide water. I say, go team.
Before I go, I don't want to sort of gloss over the reason you won the Man of the Year award. Can you talk about some of the work you do within the community?
Yeah, so my foundation, the Hayward House, we created it in 2015. My mom helps run it with me as well, which she's awesome as well. But we do a lot of great work. We have this week called Cam's Kindness Week, where we find different ways to give back, whether it's Craig's Closet, which is in honor of my dad. He never had a suit he only had one suit throughout high school and college. So we get to provide a suit for young men for job interviews, college interviews, proms, and then also we just find creative ways to give back, whether it's little libraries or going to Children's Hospital. My dad always did that growing up, so having those moments where I get to, give back is always special to me.
Well, it was a well-deserved award. Can't wait for the season to start. It's always such a pleasure to see you, Cam.
Thank you.
Cam Hayward, everybody, not just football with Cam Hayward. It's available wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be right back with more Late Night.